Hi, you're back here with Andrew from Las Vegas. Today you're going to be cooking with Andrew. So let's get started with some turkey chili. So anyway, I'll have the recipe on in the comments section and all the details, but follow along for now. Okay, so we'll start by browning some turkey. And remember, this is going to make some really nice high protein meal. You know, I think turkey just gets a bad rep because a lot of people will eat the turkey patties and it just doesn't have the flavor that when you cook it in meals like chili and meatballs or spaghetti or an Italian dish or something like that. So it really does taste flavorful. It's real tender. Easy if you're in the early stages and you need to puree something. It's going to be really easy to do that. So I think you're really going to like this. This is one of the things I've been eating a lot of here lately, just in my early stages of having the lap band done. Is some good turkey chili. It gives me a lot of protein. Get that diet off to a good start. Fits well in those 1-cup containers. Reheats really well. Does well in the freezer. And you know, the nice thing about cooking in your kitchen is you know what's going into it. So if you know what's going into it, then you're going to cook better and healthier. Okay, so we're going to add some seasoning to this meat. I think it's really good to season this meat. Even though we're going to put some chili powder and stuff like that in a little bit later. One of the things I found is the Taco Bell seasoning tends to have, like this has less than no sugars, 3 carbs, and this is going to be, over the entire meal. Sodium tends to be okay, well, on the low side. Some of the other seasonings just tend to be really high on the sodium. Sodium can really make you retain water. For me, I have high blood pressure, and I'm retaining water in my foot, my left foot, and ankle quite a bit. So I want to keep that sodium down. But if you are not, do not have high blood pressure or retaining any type of water, then feel free to use whatever seasoning you would like for your meat. Alright, in another pan here, fairly large pan, I want to get that fairly hot, and then we're going to add some oil to it. Since we're going to be sauteing some onions, then you can start out with some extra virgin olive oil, EVO. So one of the things I failed to remember, that's 1.5 pounds of ground turkey. Okay, we're ready for some olive oil here. Don't want to get your pan too hot. That was about 1 tablespoon there. Let that heat up just a little bit here. And we're just wanting to sweat some onions in that pan. Alright, we're going to add our onions. And that's about 1/2 of a medium onion, chopped up really nicely, a white onion. And again, we're just going to sweat these onions here. Don't want to get them too mushy. They're going to get mushy enough as time goes by. Just really want to bring out the flavors for now. Onions here. That's pretty good. Okay, now we want to add 2 cloves of fresh garlic, minced. Alrighty. Stir that in really well. We got our fire on pretty high here. Get that all, these onions sweating well. And our meat is about done here. We're going to go ahead and turn down that flame to low. And this is going to be in the chili, so anything that doesn't look quite done will get done for sure when it's put into the chili. Since we want to make sure that this is good and small, just chop that up really well. And you know, this was about 85% to 15% fat, so I think it turned out pretty good. We got some good oil going there. It's about the right amount of fat to turkey, I think. So there's probably some good brown meat in there as well, some white meat. It's ground turkey. Onions, get all that good stuff, bits and everything. You see they're starting to brown a little bit here. And we want to go ahead and add our chili powder to this. So we got 2.5 tablespoons of chili powder here. Go ahead and stir that in while you're dropping that in there. Turn down my fire just a little bit. Okay. And we want to add 1 teaspoon of cumin. And 1 teaspoon of oregano. Okay. I'm going to add just a touch of water in this. There we go. Alright, we're ready for our 3/4 can of tomato paste. I'm going to use some sauce because I couldn't find tomato paste that would reduce sodium, so I found this sauce, and it has no salt added. It's really low in sodium. So, got some really nice good bits of onion on the bottom we want to scrape up. Okay, we are ready for our our 2 cans of diced tomatoes. And again, I found those hunts, no sugar added, no salt added, and that'll help keep the sodium down there. Again, you can do whatever you'd like on that, depending on if you need the salt or you don't need the salt. Alright, so now this is looking a little more like chili. Alright, now we want to add, mix that really well, guys and gals. Alright, so we want to add some beef bouillon. Dissolve 3 cubes into 3 cups of very hot water. Since I use the sauce, Since I use the sauce instead of paste, I am reduce the amount of water by a little bit, just so it's not going to be. And again, you can always cook this down. If it's too thin for you, you can always cook this chili down, and then I'll make it thicker. So you'll just cook cooking times will just be a little bit longer. Here we go. With the beef bouillon, and again, that'll help just make sure the flavors are really good. Alright, now stir that up, mix that really well. Alright, as soon as this is mixed up well, we're going to add our beef to this. And this is our turkey. So easy to think that it's beef because it just looks so much like it, and with that beef bouillon and the way we season it and everything, you're going to really think you got some really lean beef, but it's turkey to give us that high protein. So we're just going to pour all that in there. Again, that's about 1.5 pounds. Okay, so once we get this stirred up really well, we're going to let that sit and cook and simmer on about, I usually do it on low, otherwise it just seems to boil up pretty good. So we're going to do that for about 45 minutes to an hour. Then when we come back, we're going to add our beans, and then we'll let that cook for another 30 to 45 minutes with the beans in it, and we'll have some chili. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, one of the things I failed to mention is that when you're cooking this chili for that 45 minutes to an hour, have a lid on top of it. I like to leave a little crack just to let some of the steam out. And go ahead and put some beans in our chili. Got some Bush's Best here, reduced sodium. And they're pinto beans. This is the first can. Get that out. Stir those in really good. Alright, and then I have some reduced sodium kidney beans from Bush's Best as well. Alright. That about fills our pot here. So now we'll stir this in really well, stir those beans in really well, and we'll let this sit for 30 minutes to 45 minutes on low. And right, so we're ready to put our lid back on, and we'll be done in here in about 30 to 45 minutes. Just want to wrap this up here. Here are the final numbers on the turkey chili. It served 11.5 cups, so that's going to get you 11 meals. That's pretty good for one cooking. 193 calories per cup, 16 grams of protein, 21 grams of carbs, 45 grams of sodium, and 4 grams of sugar. So the sodium is still pretty high, but when I made it before with regular beans, regular tomatoes and stuff, it was over 1,000. So I did bring it down, but I'm going to see if I can bring it down some more, maybe just in the chili powder, and then maybe the additional seasonings for the cooking of the meats. But anyway, there we go, and I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or to write me directly. Thanks. Bye.